Peace, family. Happy Sunday.
Hello.
Y'all come like good morning, good morning. So, ladies, real quick, what's the check-in? How you doing? How was your week? What you want to share?
My week has been transforming, but really appreciative of that. And Sister Rose, she'll probably go in a little bit deeper on it. Friday, she assisted and really facilitated a beautiful gathering on Friday evening, and it was
For Sister Sister Kelly.
It was beautiful, and so really opened up some space and created that healing space that we need as Black women. So it was really amazing, and so really glad that per se that my week ended with that, and just really excited about it. Just looking forward to what's next.
All right.
That's really good. My week was very, I'm going to tell you guys, I learned a lot. I learned a couple hard lessons this week, and I feel myself growing. So I'm going to go on the upswing and on the positive side of it. So it was just really good. I felt really good. Boys in the Hood literacy program is growing, so that's really good. Working on a couple projects, and just feeling really blessed to have sisters and brothers in the village that I could turn to. And so, anyway, my week was good.
Great. Okay, so my week was great. We had some really, really good shows this week. Got to interview Ray Green, who was running for Sacramento County Office of Education Board. The brother did a great interview. He's got a lot of views. We also had the WAPA and the Sacramento Sister Circle come on. And man, them three sisters were so knowledgeable. Like, man, I was so impressed because I'm not really into politics like that. But to hear their recommendations for voting, and I wish we did this across the country. They could be doing it across the country, and I don't know. So I don't want to act like we ain't doing it.
Right.
I think that's a big thing. We do that like ain't nobody doing nothing, but people could be doing a bunch of stuff. So, but they really helped me to understand some people and how I should vote. Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes I get in the voting booth, and if I don't know something, I'm like, this person's name sound nice, and I'll vote for him. That's bad. I should not be doing it. I could be voting for the devil, for real. However, it was nice to get some background. And so this Wednesday, there'll be another group of sisters, and Sister Kelly will be here. But we're going to talk about what do you do after you do this vote coming up. And so that will be great. And then, like Sister Camelia said, on Friday, we're participating in a Black Women Leaders in Self-Care. And Sister Kelly created the Bomb Space with the Bomb Sisters. It was beautiful. We had a great time. We laughed, we danced, got that electric slide down. It just, like, see sisters feeling good and seeing each other was a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for that, Kelly. And then on yesterday, I had the opportunity to MC the Black graduation for Grant. And oh my God, first of all, the principal is awesome.
Yeah.
His name is Darius Henson. I kept putting a T in there. Henson. And the brother has a beautiful vision. First of all, Grant Union High School probably is one of the dopest high schools in Sacramento, I feel. It comes from a community that have roots. Not roots. And so, like, he's an alumni. Some of the counselors are of that school, even though they went off and, with the school. He's also a Morehouse man as well. But also, he has a great team. He has family there. To see a staff that feels like family and to hear the children's story and their parents, it was I felt just so honored to be a part of the ceremony. So that was very awesome. And so, got stuff coming up this week. We have our overall... good morning, Ia Colette. Overall, citywide, because we're trying to. What I'm starting to really understand as I talk to people is that Black folks need more loving on, and celebrated, and so we have to make that happen. We can't be waiting. That's why sometimes I don't mean to go off on people, but sometimes it irritates me when people start talking about begging other communities for things we have the possibility of giving ourselves because we created this whole thing. So I think I've internalized that so much that when people come at me like, ain't nobody doing it, it makes me want to cuss them out. Because people been out here on the ground through our whole existence in America. And here you come just getting off the couch talking about ain't nobody doing nothing. It's really offensive. So anyway,
Right.
but I'm going to practice on, Woosah! Okay, so that was my week. Was incredible. It was great. It was I got my grant in. It was just awesome because that was a big thing for me. So it's like trying to stay on tack. Like we got Haiti coming up, so next Sunday we won't be here. But it depends on what kind of internet service we have. I may come live really quickly from Haiti, but it depends. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like. But I'm so psyched up to be going to Haiti. 20 of us are going. And I'm going to try to make like at least another trip to Haiti before the year is out for some people who want to go but couldn't. So, family, with all that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit just about DNA really quick.
Okay.
What does DNA mean to you all? DNA, and to you out there, what does DNA mean to you?
For me, the way I understand it, because I'm not a science person, but it's really like our makeup of who has like tilly-tally, pity-patty around with those that we are connected to. And so it just kind of follows you and becomes a part of who you are. Like science, physically, and also spiritually as well, because all of that stuff just kind of travels. So for me, and it can give you some semblance of where your family, your background is from. So yes, that's what it is for me.
For me, I look at it as how we're wired. What we're coded as. It's kind of like a computer program. There's a certain code that makes a computer run. I just feel like our DNA is our code. It's our code, and it's unique. We all have a unique set of DNA, and then we have some, of course, those who we are connected to, we share DNA with. But I'm not a scientist either, but that's how I look at it.
Do you think it's important that you think every black person should want to know their DNA?
I definitely believe that every black person should want to know their DNA. What I'm finding is that when I hear people talk about, and I can't wait till I get my results back, but when I hear people talk about when they do their ancestry testing and stuff like that, and they hear about they're the percentage of this and the percentage of that, I think that you should want to know, because it kind of gives you some feedback on why am I inclined to certain things? How come I'm drawn to this? Why do I repel that? I think that all of that has a lot to do with our DNA and the line that we come from, our lineage.
I agree.
Yes.
What about you?
I think we should, and for me, it also helps with how you deal with other people, like knowing that, and I can use it as a personal perspective, paying attention to how like your children respond and do certain things, because it really assists with you accepting or remembering. I think that they don't just come from you. There's some other stuff in there, and if you know that, then you're better able to assist and kind of bring in the things that they're going to need in order to be, complete, to be whole, and to move into the spaces and really understand, like you said, what's going on up there. Because all of that has a part.
That's true.
Yeah, I know I did my DNA. The first one I did was find out what my mother's line was, because I extremely, extremely love my mom. Like, oh my God, my mother was such a warrior. So I just have this undying respect for my mother. Like, I just who she was in his life and her sacrifices. So finding out where she came from and that line, just really helped me to understand why I'm wired this way. Like why me and my sisters are wired this way. Why we are so, we're woman-centered. Good morning, peace. We're woman-centered, but we were sacrifice everything for our children or for things we really believe in. That was my mother. And my mother, it really helped me to understand. Since I've done like 4 different type of DNAs, and 3 of them matched up exactly, and they were from different sources. So, but I also know like my mother's history and her line. So I know like by her mom and her mama, I could go back some ways. But it really helped me understand, and it took me back into Africa. So I was really okay with that, because I've been places when I traveled and people would tell me like, you're A-way, whatever. And then I'll be like, what is that? And then when it came back in that DNA on my mother's line, I was like, wow. So for me, it was great. And I watched my nieces and nephews, particularly my nieces, because they look very much like they could be straight up out of Africa, like pure cut. People would immediately say they look like something. They'd be like, oh, we're from, because they know, because I've done my DNA. So it made them feel like they didn't have to stand there and look lost and buy into we're lost people. For them, it's like, oh no, we're from Ghana. You know. So I loved like watching them be like, oh my God, I was so excited to say, you know. And so that's that sense of loss that sometimes, you know, that really works well for me. So even though I knew stuff from the ancestral, like from my family line, for me, that's not for everybody. So some people say they don't necessarily into the DNA, and that's fine, that's great. But for me, it matched up.
Right.
And so I'm okay with my results. Can't speak for other people, because I did 4 different ones, and 3 of them matched up exactly. The 4th one, I was a little like, yeah, I don't know about this. But those 3 was like, and they were from different sources, they really matched up. So I thought it was really great. And I'm extremely interested in my mother's line. I'm so into my mother's line, I can't even tell y'all. So I think I'm definitely a descendant from some people who think that the woman's line is everything. I'm probably one of those descendants.
I got you. Not sorry.
Peace, Brother Imhotep. He was in the ceremony yesterday too, which is fantastic.
Oh, that's so nice. The graduation. Yeah.
So now that we moved on from the DNA, I just want to kind of go over that a little bit, just talk about it this morning. Dating. And dating over 30. Now, I'm not talking about no baby dating. I'm talking about some grown-ass people dating. What are those dating rules? Does it change when you're over 30? Do the things you did when you were 20, 18, and 14, does it change when you're over 30? This is my question for y'all for the order. You know, dating rules over 30. Or maybe 35. I don't know, when you over 30, to me, it's like you should know a little something. You know, who wants to be dating? Oh, because you hope you pick your soulmate and y'all growing old together. Like, baby, you want this spinach or whatever. But when you're over 30, dating can look very different.
It is. It is very different.
What's them dating rules? Colette, you in there, but what's the dating rules when you're over 30? Because I guess there should be some stuff. I think there are some things that may stay the same. Like, I'm old school, so when you with somebody, and this is probably the number one pet peeve, you should not really be giving up the goodies. It's like meeting somebody and giving them all your jewels, and you know if you're never gonna see them again. You know what I'm saying? So that I grew up with that. My mother was like, you don't do that. Like, that's the prize. I don't know how long you wait to even do something like that. What's your thoughts? Question y'all dating.
Well, my thing is, I think that you should really wait. I think you should wait. I'm not really I never even really dated. I thought I met my soulmate at 14. So, you know, and we just separated in 2012. So I would be new to the courting process. So, but one of my rules would be, let me do it like that. I definitely would like to get to know somebody, and I'm not really that into. I think I would be more into courting and looking
courting and dating.
Yeah. So in my humble opinion, y'all, and it's limited.
Be humble now.
I really don't know, but in my humble opinion, dating is, you know. You could be dating a guy and you're just dating. You guys are going out or whatever and stuff like that. But to me, for courting, I feel like the difference is that you're actually, both of you guys are on trial trying to figure out, okay, can we build together? You get what I'm saying?
So what's the rules to courting? Just I mean, from the tradition, and this is what I recognize, y'all, I'm so clear. So I may say black people in general, but I also know in the black nation, there are many different ways of being black. So there's no one set way. So the tradition, and I don't have to say that with black folks, because, you know, we all come from out the same exact person.
Which we don't, yeah. But I think, so for me, courting would be definitely something that is non-sexual.
Okay.
Yeah, something that is definitely non-sexual.
Is that important in our society where you would have to even say that? Like, I'm just saying. I'm not, you know.
I I mean, sex is nice. We all know that, but
isn't that important when you have to first cover that first? Like, I ain't gonna do it to you. Now let's get to know each other. Like, is it that you think is that important?
Okay, so I live vicariously through other people with this, right?
Okay.
And so what I find them saying is that they do have to kind of let the person know, like, you know, I'm not interested in that right now.
Okay.
And you know, I guess it kind of sets the standard. And so then that way, you know, you guys could have something to strive for or something to reach for. I'm hearing that, you know, that's where the power is, you know, where some of the power is. And that, you know, if you give that up, then you're not able to reach those places that you really could have reached with somebody on a deeper level. I don't know how true that part is, but I'm saying, so I'm just going by conversations, and I'm trying to word it in a way that I'm not exposing somebody else's business. But, yeah, withholding the goods and getting to know that person. And so, yeah, they have had to say it up front.
So let me just say this real quick, not to...
What you think?
We're going to stay right there. But
that
so if anybody really grew up in Sacramento, you know about Carol's books. I got so many books from Carol's books when she was on Freeport Boulevard, and then she ended up in Land Park, and then she ended up in El Paso Heights. She passed away this morning. So I just want to just thank you, Brother Imhotep, for telling me that. She was such a jewel. She was such a wisdom and knowledge. I mean, to lose a great elder like that, it's like, wow, like, it's like losing a big chunk of your history. This woman educated so many people. Like, you can go get books from her. She would definitely be missed. And so thank you for sharing that news. And let me know if there's going to be a service for her or something like that, because I definitely want to go pay my respects, because she educated me. You know, she educated me. So I just wanted to...
and then peace and light to her family.
Yeah.
And all those who she touched, too.
Yeah. Right. So that's what we have to come together as a community and honor those people who made a way for us. You know what I mean? So I just want to say that and acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Right. I'm so sorry about that.
Me too.
Wow.
Yeah, what I was saying. That wasn't
I'm sorry.
That wasn't even nothing what I was saying.
Yes. No. But
when I saw it, I was
just
like, kind of drifted off. And I don't necessarily like know her. I didn't really get to interact.
I know,
but you kind of know. You kind of know just because of the conversations that I've heard of people speak of her.
Yeah,
and it's like.
She was a warrior who
I missed
did
out
her
on
warrior.
that too.
Yeah.
You know?
She was a warrior who did her work through the books. She made sure we got book information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that's really important when you're discovering yourself and you're learning about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you could go to her bookstore and, you know, she would talk to you and, you know, find the books, recommend books to you. Like, I think when we have people like that who put in such great work, we have to recognize them.
Right.
We have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh my God, like she helped me turn the light on above and so many people.
Right.
We have to recognize our people anyway, especially those, like you said, who have touched so many people, but we control our narrative.
That's right.
We control our narrative. And so, and we have the power to do that because we have the internet and we
not wait on people.
And not wait on people. And we have the power of the pen. So we know how to write. We can write and record and leave a document, you know, and control our own narrative so that people after us will know there were people here building.
Right. And we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm always worried about the carry on. Like, who's going to pick up that?
So the blueprint, so to speak, we can definitely record that.
I always think of Black Orpheus. I don't know how many people have seen that film, but I love it when the guy would play the guitar in the morning and make the sun rise. Yeah. And so when he died, the little boy who had been watching him do it, he went and picked up the guitar and played it so the sun would rise. That to me what it's all about. It's like, who's going to make sure Carol's books, you know, in the spirit of her, make sure we got information. Like somebody has to have that baton, hopefully already.
Yeah.
And or many of us, not just one person, but at least somebody. Yeah. You know, which I'm pretty sure there's someone out there doing it. I just want to always say, just because I don't know don't mean it's not happening.
Right.
And so I want to make sure I not be sounding crazy. Like, ain't nobody doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I've been under a rock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then just, you don't want to negate what people are doing.
Oh, wait a minute. Sister Tony Collie Perry said, peace, Sister Danielle. She said, legacy work is hidden in the DNA. I agree. I agree. Because I definitely think somebody in my family definitely was a traditionalist and definitely thought ancestors and elders were important, because that's the, if you want to see me go off, just go ahead on and act like you're going to disrespect my ancestors and be all over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, so I agree with that wholeheartedly. Sister Danielle, we were, before we heard about Queen Mother Carol, we were talking about dating, rules for dating. Brother Jamil on here. Peace, Brother Jamil.
Peace.
What are the rules for dating over 30?
Over 30.
You talked about courtship, and I didn't even go to courtship because some people act like that's something they did in 1820.
Right.
But there are people who still court. A lot of people who court.
Yeah.
I think we just witnessed a big courtship before this royal wedding. Even though people like to think they had love and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure there was a whole bunch of background checking. Right. It wasn't like she was marrying somebody who just ate hot dogs. She's marrying somebody whose ancestors conquered damn near the whole planet. And that's why the sun never sets on the British Empire. However, dating over 30, when you are, particularly for black folks, are there rules to this? What are your thoughts on it? What are dating rules? What are your advice? And one of the things that came to mind immediately, which kind of tells you a little bit about the time we're in, so it's not a bad thing, that you have to cover this thing around sex. Like, you have to say, I'm not going to, and some people may do it. So here's the thing. This is not the conversation for people who feel like, I should be able to do whatever I want to do. But this is not for you. I'm so clear telling people, like, wrong door. That's like if I go in somewhere and there's people who doing things I don't agree with, I don't tell them they shouldn't be doing it. I think I'm in the wrong place. Right. And I excuse myself. Exactly. My job is not to reform you. Because that's a judgment in itself to reform somebody.
Exactly.
Because maybe they happy with what they're doing. Just don't bring that, in.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, and dating or a courtship, because she was telling me that, and Brother Jamil, if you're still on here, what is courtship? Because she gave some of what she know courtship to be. What is courtship? Or what is dating? What are the rules to dating? What was you going to say?
So, for me and my understanding, like if you're looking at dating, it's really different from what I've learned in the black community, because it's almost like if you use the word dating and courting in the black community, they kind of like the same thing. And it's like, if I'm dating you, it's just you and me, and it's not the same thing. Exactly, right? So most people now recognize that when you're dating someone, it's actually like you and them are seeing other people, that you're just not really it's just me and you
right
now. And that's because if you're looking at courtship is there's an end state in mind,
right,
and that end state is marriage.
Right.
All right now.
Right? That end state is marriage. So with courting, there's steps to that. That means, from my understanding, especially if they're young people, but since we're talking over 30, you're still having that conversation. Okay, what is it that you're looking for? What do you want? What are you bringing to the table? Mm-hmm. Right? You're taking those steps to check on work, and you having people say, okay, is this a good brother? Is this a good sister? You're having those conversations.
What do you mean check on work? A person's ability to provide?
Yes.
Oh, their background, like a background
check.
Like a credit check.
So it's like, okay.
That's a real good time.
Being, and I know some people may question it, but a lot of the way I live my life holds on to the Islamic way of doing things, right?
Okay.
And so when it comes to
absolutely
courtship, not dating, because in Islam you don't date.
Okay.
Right? The conversation is strictly about whether or not you're going to be married, if you are marriage material. So here's the thing. As a woman over 30, it would be my responsibility of sorts that if I do not have a father or older male in my family, it's their responsibility to go out in the community and say, based on what they know about me, based on what's going on in my life, to go and check them out. If someone comes up to me and say, Camellia, I would be interested in getting to know you, then I would say, so we'll use Rolanda as, since we're in this circle, right? She would be as what in Islam we call a wali, right? And it's probably a feminine form of that. I just can't think of it. But she would be my wali. So she would be the person who would stand in the gap to have those conversations. right?
I do that with my girls.
Right. Exactly. You know that process, right?
Yeah.
Those same questions.
Uh-huh.
That's what she would do. No brother would have a conversation with me other than saying, I would like to get to know you. When he says that to me, I would say, you need to go talk to my wali, Rolanda. This is her information. You give her a call. Then Rolanda will go through the process of finding out about this brother, asking about his family, how many times he's been married, when he was married, what happened, why isn't he married anymore, how many kids does he have. That's courting.
Right. So the Islam that I was exposed to, there would be a wali, but then there would be a female wali and another male wali that would discuss and have that conversation.
I think she was just using me as an example.
No.
I'm pretty sure it would probably be a
You are
man.
the example, but there would be another. The brother wouldn't go directly to her.
He would go to another man.
Right.
That's what I think would happen too, especially in theirs. I mean, nothing like that, but that's why you say wali would definitely go to a male.
No. Yeah, he would go to a man and then
I could be pulled in and asked.
right,
I get that.
right,
I
right.
get that. I get that. I get that. I think y'all saying
so
the same thing.
just
Same thing.
just
Right.
different.
And the other piece of that is that, and here's the thing, especially with courting, religious or not, you didn't go out to dinner or any of that by yourself.
No, you went with a married couple.
Another married couple or somebody who
Well,
would tell.
somebody
No, I'm messing with y'all. No, I'm messing with y'all. No, I agree.
Or somebody who would tell, nah, bro, you getting a little bit too close. Come on, sis. Yeah, your knee touching his knee. Why is doing that?
But when you're over 30, though,
I don't think
But
you
it's
need
still-
to do
no,
all
no,
of
no,
that.
I mean,
No,
maybe
yes,
maybe
you
you
do.
do. Maybe
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
Maybe you do.
Because see,
Because self-control it.
Right.
Mm.
because see, we still have to remember that physical. That's what drew us to each other in the first place. You didn't know.
So
the
part of
whole-
that, like, so here's the thing. I get
Go
it
ahead.
that it's the rules, and y'all roll with me for this, man. I so get that. I agree with you. But I also think there's something pretty cool about being able to recognize that you may have a little weakness. It's like putting somebody who used to be an ex-drug addict in the pharmacy and let them run the pharmacy without supervision.
Right.
So I'm saying it's for some people.
Right.
Now some people could go a long time without doing whatever. But I do like that thing of eyes watching, because I think the interesting thing about that, then I'm gonna read Danielle's comment, is that a lot of us, we end up doing this on the back end
Yeah.
when we should have did it on the front end.
Yes.
But we end up saying, who this young man that got my granddaughter pregnant? We don't go kick his, you know, like we gonna find out all about him when we could have did that the first time. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sister Danielle said, I prefer courtship because there is a goal for partnership or marriage.
Right.
It's goal oriented. Looking for compatibility, sharing spiritual values, focusing on what really matters. I agree with that. That's probably a really good definition of courtship.
Yes.
So do you think when you're over 30, you should probably do more courtship or more dating?
I would definitely do courtship.
Okay, courtship.
Yeah.
We got courtship people here.
For me.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what dating really means anymore. Because you could be dating like 10 people.
Right.
You can have a date for every night of the week.
Yeah. And
But courtship means that you only dealing with one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just my observation.
Yeah, that's
everybody
my
say they
ideas.
dating, then they be going on speed dates, and then they be, not saying that everybody.
Not
has the
saying
same
that
definition.
anything is wrong with that. If people date, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just know
It's wrong if you calling me complaining. Then damn it, there's something wrong with it. But if it works for you, it works for you.
Right.
But it's like somebody saying, I want to be married, but they're not willing to do the things it takes to
be married.
like that commitment
Yeah.
piece of being married. Because I think marriage is probably really hard. Like I think
It's
people on the outside be like, oh my God, I can't wait to be married. But then they don't like sharing and when you get older, if you ain't used to sharing
or
with
compromising.
people, ooh, girl, you just
It's work.
Yeah, compromising and having
Because it's
I think
it's
that
work
was-
when you do want to share. You know? It's work.
break that down, Queen.
Because here's the thing, marriage, and some people are going to say, this lady, Lord help her.
No, that's all right.
But here's the thing, marriage is a decision.
It is.
Marriage is a decision. I'm at a point in my life, I don't need any man talking to me if he is not ready or wanting to be married. We don't need to have a conversation. Not like
How would you know though if he?
because you ask.
Oh, so y'all do have to have a conversation.
We're not. Yeah. Thank you for breaking it down.
Yeah, because how you go? It's like saying you
Yeah,
ready for
you
marriage.
know.
You know what I mean? Like
Thank you
you
for
be like,
breaking- but I
yo, that's
mean-
kind of she's scared the shit out of me right now. Like you know, she kind of scared me.
See how she break it down?
No,
That's
but
how-
you're right. You're right.
You thought she was
in terms
talking,
of-
thinking that y'all could do it by through telepathy?
Yeah, but baby, she's like, we married? Yeah, we married. Yeah.
I'm just playing with you.
But really, after that, like there's
That's
no
why I
need to
think you
approach
probably
you.
shouldn't be doing anything that
Right.
will compromise you.
Right.
Even when the flesh is weak, you
I
still gotta be
know.
like,
It's like, oh no, I gotta
"Man,
go.
I'm not gonna be able to look at myself tomorrow.
Right.
You
Nah.
gotta really have those
Well,
conversations with yourself.
Well,
Yeah, but then there are some,
I'm stuck.
Yeah,
Come get me.
yeah.
and then
I'm
it's,
gonna hang up. Call me back in about 2 minutes and tell me that.
and then
I've done
Rolanda
that.
say, whatever you
I've
doing,
done
get
that
up.
I've done that for people. I've done that for people. I have. Like, girl, how's it going?
I need saving.
Yeah, I need you. Yeah, you can do that. Like, you know, or whatever the code.
Yeah.
We had code words.
Right.
Yeah, my sister, we used to use code words.
Oh wow.
Right.
So, you
That's
know.
so funny.
So,
I'm having a good time, like living vicariously through what my
Okay.
sister's going through right now, and so it's just other women and stuff. But when you said that, you made me think about myself when you said that. No one should even, you don't even want to talk to anybody who is not ready. And so I think for me, I'm in a stage in my life where I'm making sure that I'm ready,
Right.
that I'm preparing myself so that that way I will attract what it is that I say I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Sister, okay, hold on, y'all. Sister Oya, peace, sis, said, great questions, queens. Would rather have a spiritual study buddy, a fellow globetrotter, and a business partner than a boo thing. What is the goal of dating after 30? That's a really good question. What is the? I like her thing. You're right. Definitely
Is that
a
what she
spiritual
said?
study buddy or a fellow globetrotter. I do love a person that loves to travel.
Right.
And then a business partner. Definitely a business partner. I like
Definitely
I like your
travel
combination. I
buddy.
like that
Right.
triad.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
I really like that.
That's a cool
Then the boo
triad.
thing. Yeah, because the boo thing don't really imply much. Like
No.
you can have a boo thing, but then like the person
Well,
can't
it's-
help you do nothing.
Nothing.
And you can't, you can't be carrying the load. I don't believe in
Right.
carrying the load.
Right.
I almost get resentful, like I want to fight the person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like, I don't
I'm with you on that one.
You got the audacity to talk to me. You can't even afford. Now I almost start doing that. Peace, dear sister Carrie. But no. So we're talking about one of our topics is dating over 30, and I just feel like a lot of us want to date or courting. So that's what I'm saying. Like the courtship thing just kind of makes sense because at least we're looking at each other in terms of. So I do believe if I'm talking to the person and I'm asking them like, what are you looking for? If a brother will honestly say. Thank you, sister. A brother would say, I'm not looking to get involved with nobody. A man would tell you that flat out the box.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? But sometimes women, we be saying,
I
"He's
could change him.
Girls,
Girl,
don't
don't
stop.
stop.
I could change
You see,
him.
not all men, but a lot of them will be very clear. But we be like, nah, he just needs, he ain't
He
found the
just
right
needs
woman
some
yet.
earth mama.
Healing.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, thank you, sister. Oh, she said, y'all, we her new favorite television station.
Yay.
Hey, we talk about this dating over 30.
Right.
I don't know. Do you think over 30, do you think you're still learning the same lessons you were when you were, say, 20?
Some of us.
If you didn't do what you needed to do, you gonna repeat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just think that dating over 30 is. Let me ask you this. Oh, it's another good question. When in a relationship do you start disclosing your past? Is it the third date? Is it the, is it important to tell somebody right away that I have a 1-month-old son or a 2-year-old son? Or, I'm just saying,
Right.
yeah.
When it comes to children and different things like that, I think that should be put up front.
Yeah, me too.
Like on the first date, that's too much information. I don't even know if I like this person.
But you don't want to know.
Yeah,
if the child,
but I don't wanna get-
You
No,
don't want to know.
maybe think about the third because I'm getting to know the person, so it'll come. But I feel like if the person really trusts me, they would tell me. But I shouldn't be like, now I feel like I'm on a job interview. I'd be like, how many kids you got? How many times you been married? Where your people from? But I mean, like, it almost feel like a drill. I do that with my young ladies, bring young men that they dating to me. I start drilling them. That's when they come to me. I'm a driller. I be like, so where you from? Where you from? She got peoples. What you do for a living? Well, how long you got to school? Like, I'm wired that way. But I feel like when you're dating somebody, when you're dating somebody, you almost have to like let a woman don't get so. Because I hear some brothers say women are too heavy. And the stuff that they come and be like, oh my God, I was molested, but he's like, damn, it's the first damn date. Like, I don't know if I want to know all that.
Right.
Like, it can almost run you away.
So what should you be talking about on the first date, y'all?
First couple of dates, or courtships, whatever.
Or the first little court things. Yeah, tell me what you supposed to be talking about.
It is different when somebody's sitting there with the two of y'all dating as opposed to just the two of y'all. I don't know if I can have somebody in on my damn date. I'm just saying.
For real?
Yeah. Because I can trust myself. I'm pretty good, seriously.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I don't know about I'm on a date with somebody and then the other person sitting there kind of listening to what I'm asking. That would make me feel uncomfortable.
They don't necessarily have to sit at the same table. They just need to be an eye shot. So they can
Okay, well, I can get with that.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle said rule number 1, can't change or raise nobody.
All right, K. Michelle.
I'll flag you like we in.
How do K.
That was
Michelle?
Danielle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm saying
The
K.
song.
Michelle.
I got you.
Can't
raise a grown man.
raise a man.
Yeah. I ain't never tried that.
Me either, come to think of it.
You can't do it anyway. It's hard to raise a young boy if you a woman.
That's real talk.
That you done been doing this all.
But talk to me about that. What should you be asking on those first couple of dates?
I'm asking y'all. Tell me because I thought
I want to know some basic stuff like where you from, what do you do for fun, what's your favorite movie. I'm a personality person, so I want to know what makes you tick.
Okay.
Right.
You know, but also when you ask the right questions, people start disclosing stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's my method.
What do you like to do?
So let me ask you guys this because this question came up before. No, this question came up a couple weeks ago, and I love the way she answered it. But when do you ask somebody? Is it okay when you meet somebody and you ask them, "What do you do
for a living?"
For a living?
I get that. That's annoying. You know, I think it's the way in which you ask. If you're asking like you're interviewing somebody, that could be offensive.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you do for a living? See, I feel like I'm judging you.
Yeah,
but
Queen,
we
gotta give her props.
Yes, she did.
This sister said, "Oh, you know what? What do I work? I'm so much more than that." And I was like, and I knew I was gonna remember to use that word.
I like that.
But I also think the person was asking her probably like an interview. Like he had something to see if you good enough to roll with me.
Oh.
If we thinking of the same thing. So it's like, well, so what do you do for a living? Because I'm accomplished. So what do you do? And that's when you be like, I'm so much more than my job. Like, shit, what you do? You almost want to say, what you do for a living?
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel like a judgment, but if you're talking with someone and then it's like, so the last couple of years, I've been doing so what's been going on with you? Like, where you been at? It's a different way of asking, like, what you do for a living? How much money you make? What kind of car you drive? Like, I think all of those are turnoffs. You be like, dude, you don't even know me to be asking me no crap
Do
like
people
that.
ask that? What kind of car you drive?
Yes.
Oh.
They almost say asking credit scores now, so I'm just saying.
Ooh, what show did I watch? They talked about. No, I didn't watch the show. Somebody was telling me if you dating somebody, there's 3 things that could probably end the date. End the relationship or the probability of moving past. If the person has too many children, which means they probably have to pay a lot of child support. That's why I asked about the kids. You have like a 2-month-old. I don't know if I want to be. I'm 46. So if I'm with somebody that's 50 and he has a 5-year-old, that's a little too much work for me.
Right.
I mean, you need to go make it work. I don't have any children, so it's like I don't mind. I'm just saying that could be a bit much. If you have too many children, that could damn sure be too much.
Right.
You got like 8 kids, you probably not for me. You know what I'm saying? The other thing was the credit score. Because if you're trying to build with somebody and you want to buy a house, how can you buy anything if their credit is bad?
Right.
Because bad credit to me talks about bad decisions. We pull up your credit report, you got like PG&E, like real simple stuff that you took care of. That could be a problem. I'm just saying for some people.
Is that a deal breaker?
For me, it is.
Okay, so let me ask you.
For me, but not for some people love building. Some people love building man. Hold on, what's Danielle's comment? I'm sorry, I just don't be building me. I'm too old for that.
So Danielle says, I think it's important with the drill questions, just be smooth with how you ask it. Absolutely, I agree with that. I want to know if he boycotting
The NFL. That's a
NFL.
good question.
That is a good
That's
question.
not
That
those
tells me
kind
a
of
lot.
yeah.
Yes.
If he's like, I ain't got nothing
Yes.
to do with that, then it's like, yeah, this fool's
Right.
Yeah.
you can't
Right.
roll with me because I boycott everybody. I'm just kidding.
And so
What the
we
Kenneth
have
Davis
Kenneth
say?
says, the perfect marriage is made, not found.
All right, Kenneth.
Yep. She imparts her life into him about her likes and dislikes. He does the same. Most men are too selfish when it comes to marital relationships. Although he loves her, she feel left out because he never helped her build her purpose in life.
Okay, now you a relationship.
And that's a man talking, y'all, so don't get mad at us.
Okay.
But I think that's actually pretty
No,
cool. That's why I
yeah.
think women have to hold out on their jewels.
Right.
Because I think when you give people children and then you're not married, it kind of says like he's not going to really value you. I think the most ultimate gift you can give a man, honestly, is to reproduce each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's a big thing. And so to me, that is the marriage.
Right.
You know, so even if y'all break up, in some ways y'all still are married around the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I agree. I definitely agree.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's funny
that was
that
a
you-
good response.
You bringing up another comment that we had a discussion last Friday night. Although y'all seem like y'all had some good stuff Friday night going on too. But we had a discussion Friday night about what is it about two people coming together and producing a child, and for whatever reason it doesn't work out, how come they can't co-parent?
That's a good question.
Because you said that is the marriage. And that does make sense.
I mean, that's part of it, especially when you
That's
choose
part
to
of
bring in children.
Children.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, I just feel like when you have a child together, that is it's a union. It's a
Right.
joining up two people. That's how you produce the person. And I'm saying, what is the commitment? So I love Common Sense lyric when we have too many black women can say their mothers but can't say that they're wives. That says something. Like,
Yeah,
we'll
right.
be quick to give away our most precious commodity, which is the ability to produce, to bring another life into the world with no commitment.
Right.
So that I just really don't understand. It's like I'm giving you the ultimate gift that you can give a person,
Right.
and I'm not worthy of a commitment because when you lay down with me, that was a commitment.
Right.
So this brother...
But that's just me.
No, I get you. And so this brother was saying that it really depends on the mindset when you lay down with that person. He was like, because everybody is not even thinking past the moment
Right.
when they have sex. And I was just thinking like, wow.
Yeah, but when you bring a child into the world, you can miss me with that.
Yeah.
I just feel
You
like
need to
there
make that
has to
shift.
be a level of commitment.
Right.
And I don't understand why. And I'm just saying, like, you know, that's why I say maybe it's different when you're 30 as opposed to when you're 20. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe sometimes you don't really know your worth. But I like to think at some point you understand how valuable you are.
Right. So my thing is, okay, let's say things didn't work out. This was my interjection in the conversation. So let's say
No
things
problem,
didn't.
Kenneth. Go ahead.
Let's say things didn't work out. What is wrong? Why we can't co-parent?
I think it's because we have a lot of people. This is just my observation. Y'all please chime in. And y'all
Yeah,
gotta say
chime
stuff.
in, y'all. This was
Please,
such
please,
a
please,
conversation. on
I
Facebook.
just feel like because y'all wasn't supposed to be together in the first place.
Right.
It's kind of like you trying to fit into for me trying to fit into a size 2 jean when I wear a size 22. Like we be trying to make things work that we know it's not supposed to work. Now, granted, I do believe that you're supposed to come here just the way you are. So maybe when people meet each other and then that person has to come between, coming with made of you, made of me or whatever.
Right.
But then I also think sometimes with us, we're not very honest. I remember one of my young ladies who her twins just turned like 10. I love this. I remember when she was with their father and he was from another country and he had gotten some trouble and so he ended up in jail or something, whatever. He didn't really do it, but he was with the people, whatever. So a lawyer called. They were going to deport him back to his country, and they said, but if you write a letter saying that he has children or whatever, then that would favor on him being able to stay. Because if he went back to his country, something could happen to him or whatever. So she called me and she said, what do you think I should do, Mama Ro?
Oh, I think you told me.
Yeah,
this.
what do you think I should do? She said, because, like he's the father of my daughters, basically. And she said, I feel like I should do it. But I said, that's how you feel. I'm here to support you. So she ended up doing it anyway. But what she was thinking is that no matter what happened between me and him, we have these daughters together. He
Right.
loves his daughters. He supports them even though we're not together. They still been, but he interacts with them. To me, that was a bigger decision than just,
Right.
I hate this fool guts and send his ass back.
Right.
It was more like, he's the father of my children, and I want to make sure that he's in their life.
Exactly.
That is that bigger than me, bigger than you thing. It's really all about the children.
Right.
And I think some of us have children, and we be on this moral, like, I can't destroy life, whatever, but you'll bring a life here and destroy it.
Right.
That I don't get.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's not really about you and him. It's really about what's best for the child.
Right.
Right.
Like, I have a rule that I think you should never speak ill of your child's father, and vice versa. Don't speak ill of the child's mother, especially in the presence of your kids. You can go
right.
go over to your sister's house and cough back. That's fool, but you should never be saying
Right.
that in front of the child.
Right.
But I have seen women and men do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Me too.
And I have to be like, well, I mean, this is your baby mother number 3, so maybe it ain't the 3 mamas, maybe it's you. Or this is your 4th baby daddy, maybe it ain't the baby daddies, maybe it's you. So maybe you want to curve that because your kids are picking that up.
Yeah.
But that's the thing when you be selfless, though, because it's really all about sacrificing and making sure your children have what they need.
Right.
Like, it does them no good. Even in my own family, I love my dad. He wasn't the best dad growing up. But do my nieces and nephews know that? No. They just think Pop is the bomb, make great food, funny, because they don't need to know the other stuff.
Right.
It's not even going to serve them.
Right.
That's some stuff that happened 25, 30 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, it's not about the way I feel about him. It's about how do they see their grandfather because they love him and they adore him. They think he the bomb.com.
Right.
But that's about the maturity level, and you really, when you create a life, I just feel like all things stop.
Yeah. it
Like the
should.
development
Yeah.
is on them. I'm not saying you can't grow, but I really believe, and I remember Brother Jamil saying this thing about individualism has really torn us to pieces.
Yeah.
And I think I couldn't see it before the way he was saying it, but it dawned on me that individualism is why we produce young people who can't sometimes feel other young people when things happen across the city. And like, that's over there in the South. And ain't nothing out here, that comes from us role modeling to them, take care of me.
Right.
But you're not on the planet, you can't just live by yourself.
Right.
Even when people say they self-made, that's a damn joke.
Right.
If you were self-made, then you don't need a team.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't need anybody to help you do this all by yourself. So
Yeah, I'm scared of that self-made.
yeah,
It's almost kind of scary. Like
that's a lie.
I mean, I hear
So
people
that's just-
say it, and if that's how they feel about it, okay. But for me, it's just kind of like,
They don't feel like nobody want to build anything, but I ain't gonna lie.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tamika has a comment. I don't know if there is a perfect marriage. And let me just say this. I agree with you, Tamika. I don't
Yeah,
think
me
anything's
too.
perfect.
No.
But I think when people have a good formula, I think sometimes we throw that word perfect out there sometimes, and I agree.
So
When somebody says other words, we translate that word into perfect.
Mm-hmm.
When if somebody's doing everything right, we immediately think that means that they're perfect. No, it just means they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
I think we gotta get a better definition of the word perfect, because I really hear people say anything is perfect, but there are certain words for some of us, it translates in your ear as perfect. That's why I never understand how the word keeps coming up sometimes. But I'm with you. You work towards understanding. Effective communication and compromise is never perfect, but always evolving. I agree, but I don't think, and some people think their stuff is perfect, because sometimes the perfect definition for them is like, I made the perfect spaghetti. It may be nasty as hell to me, but to them, it's perfection.
Right.
So I just think that word is one of the words we need to really figure out, why do we throw that up, and what does the perfect word hide for people, that when they hear it, are people afraid of perfect? You know, because perfect for me may not be perfect for you.
And
Or
I'm totally not.
even-
Are you a oh, go ahead.
No, I'm not a perfectionist.
Me neither.
not
I'm not
either.
a perfectionist
I'm gonna get
either.
it, I'm gonna get it done.
We could go to the bottom line. I will get to the bottom line, but I'm not a perfectionist.
But I agree. I just hear the word perfect come up. Like,
Sorry, I
did we
cut you
say
off.
something was perfect? Because I don't think in any conversation that we said this morning did we say the word perfect.
Right. No.
But however, it's come up twice because I think
Right.
that's one of those words that scares the hell out of people.
people. Right.
But I feel like if my mom gave me food, clothing, and shelter, that was perfect for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to some people, perfect may be giving them, $100 every day to go shopping.
Right.
But that ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that word perfect is a word that people use. And I just, that translation, but we never said the word perfect.
Right.
I didn't say what's the perfect dating, what's the perfect courtship. I didn't say perfect.
Right.
Because I know perfect is like, people have different translations of it, but I am talking about what is a good formula. And good don't mean perfect.
Right. No.
But neither does bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm not with you, Brother Kenneth. I agree.
Yeah.
So Brother Kenneth wrote something else on here. You see, Brother, because I don't read a few.
He said every marriage between a male and female is perfect because Allah ordained it that way. The concerns come when we as His people do not do it His way. Children before marriage. Here we go. Children before marriage or sex before marriage is not His plan. I myself is guilty of this, but this should not demise His perfect plan for marriage. Not judging, just sharing. Great discussion.
No, I agree.
And he says also, I agree the word perfect is translated different. Great response.
Yeah. I said perfect. Because I even say the perfect man. I have never heard a woman say this is the perfect man. I have never heard that. But somehow when you start coming up with characteristics, like he got to be this, he got to be that. Then in the other person's mind, like, you want him to be perfect. Having somebody have a job is perfect? Having somebody be respectful is perfect?
Right.
It be like real common sense stuff.
Right.
Where it's like, that's not perfect. Those are good characteristics to have. Like, I don't want to be with somebody this is the lesson I learned from my mama. Blessed memory mama. She said, if you with a man and he's disrespectful to his mother or any woman, you run from him immediately.
Run like hell.
You sound like what?
Like hell.
So I'm just saying, I think it's the same way for men. If you see a woman and she materialistic and everything is me, run.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, so because it's not even about perfect. We know that's just crazy. Like, you know, if a woman is, because I've met some women that's really self-centered. I've known some men that were married to some good men married to women that was just, I don't even know how they even picked each other. You know what I'm saying? And a woman would dog this man out. And I'd be saying to myself, please stop coming to me with your stuff, because you know what you got to do. What you want me to do?
Right.
You know, because
you
why did you pick the
on
person?
Right.
You can't speak on
But
nobody.
sometimes we have to realize too that some people come into our lives, and I think Rolanda and I, we had this conversation before. Sometimes we push people to put them in a position that they really wasn't sent to you to be in that particular position. They were sent to teach you a lesson or to help you grow, but not necessarily hold that position. And so you take that. You forget about the lesson that you're supposed to learn or the experience that you're supposed to hold with this person, and then you try to fit them in this thing, and they were never supposed to be there.
Okay.
Something else.
Uh-oh.
Over 30, y'all. Over 30.
Over 30.
I'm always amazed that you could be, I don't know, in your 40s or 50s or whatever, and just be totally out of shape, but you want somebody who's physically fit. What is that about?
I don't know.
No, I'm just being honest. No, I'm serious. What is that about?
I don't
Because
know.
usually I try to go for the personality. Like, we cool. So if your personality is rock, I don't really care what you look like.
Right.
As long as you treat me well. There's something about being treated
well.
well.
Being
Now, I don't care if you got a
treated
third
well.
eyeball right here. I'm going to be like, I love that eyeball. I love the way it blinks.
I like the way you treat me. I like the way you look at me. And whoop, yeah.
But what is that physical thing still like? And, you know, and I always see this, and I could tell you a story real quick. Me and my sister, when we was young, we used to always have these hookup parties. Like we invite people we think should meet each other. Then the rest is on a nice party. So I remember one time, like it was a dude talking about it was no good black woman, and there was a woman saying no good black men. I said, let's introduce these two. So I introduced them by phone. So they talked for 2 weeks by phone with me. They just talked. They really fell in love with each other. So the homegirl I was talking about, she was kind of like a little depressed, but she fixed herself up, got her hair. I mean, she's really pretty. And so he came to the party early. We was having one of those parties. So he came early, and he was saying he was excited. You know, he looked nice or whatever. He's a big dude. You know, she's a big girl, you know. So he was saying, so when he walked in the house, when she came in and he seen her, so you've been talking to somebody for 2 weeks on the phone, you know, he walks up to her and goes like this. Oh, not nice to meet you. Like, they haven't been talking for 2 weeks. Then he gonna come. I asked him if he could run to the store real quick to get some ice. And when I walked outside, he said, your girl is kind of big. This motherfucker had titties bigger than her. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, Sonny. This dude had breasts bigger than hers. And to myself, I said to myself, I I was shocked because I was like, how dare he? Didn't I talk for 2 weeks on the phone? Like,
Right.
well, even if it's somebody that, because I've had that experience before, that's a whole other story. But I still was nice. Hey, brother, how you doing? Nice to meet you in person. Blah blah blah. So my baby sister, who is not as she kind of raw. So I peeked out. I said, Khadijah, come here. So Khadijah came in. I said, say that again. And then fool had the audacity to say it again.
He said it
and
again?
she went off. She said, you fat. She started going off outside on him. We was in the front. She said, I can't believe he said something like that. How dare you be so judgmental? You know. And so it really made me think of, do people really be trying to do the physical? Even if he's not your type, because I've had that happen before, I played it off. Hey, bro, you know what? The dinner, we laugh, we talk to myself. I got the right person for you. Because I'm the hookup person. Like, it ain't me. But I got the right person, bro. I didn't say that, but in my mind, I was just like, there's a woman out there for you. It's just not me. Because this dude bragged. And it wasn't like so much of his physical, but it's like he bragged on himself so much. I got this, I got that, I got that. I was like, oh, my God. But I was like, he needs somebody who can appreciate that. I'm just not one of those people. I can't stand a man that brag about all the stuff he got. Because that must mean he may be lacking somewhere else. So if you got to convince me of all the stuff you have, that means that you may be lacking in certain areas. And I just don't have time for fixing people up. Because I need fixing up. This is
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm trying to hold myself up. Yeah.
Right.
So hold on. So I always remind me that thing about the physical. Brother Kenneth said something. Peace, Brother Kenneth.
Define out of shape, because NFL linemen run for an hour each game. Are they out of shape? I think if the barn needs painting, yes, paint. Wait, Kenneth.
No.
See, you're not supposed.
No. Go ahead, finish
He
this.
said, if the barn needs painting, yes, paint that thing. And if the car needs some oil, lube it. I'm just saying.
No. Hey, I don't disagree. There's nothing like a fine looking car and then you get it and it don't work.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's nothing like, I know
Bam,
women
bam,
who
bam.
dress up and who are so beautiful and flawless and gorgeous, and then the man be like, she got so many damn problems. I remember be like, oh my God. Like, and I'm like, well, she has the look. He's like, yeah, but damn, she it's just, this is too much of a fixer-upper.
Right.
I would rather somebody, cause you can always dress something up. You can always paint the barn. You
Right.
can always do all of that. But if we let our physical appearance determine who we'll be with, some of us may end up with some limits. Because I know some women who got with men who were fine as wine, and they was the biggest bums ever.
Yeah.
They were bums. They didn't provide for their family. It was like she was paying to have somebody cute. But really, it was killing her because she didn't want him to, picking out his clothes, his underwear. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Ironing his T-shirts that he gonna wear. That's a little too much for me. Right. But some women like that. I just
Yeah,
like.
no. Yeah.
And I'm with you, bro. I just think you can always paint something. But it's like buying a car and you realize the engine is gone.
Right.
But it looked good sitting there, and you can't drive it nowhere. But it looks good in your driveway.
Right.
But that is a good one, kid.
Yes, it was.
I just feel
I know if I
like
was
the date
able to
number
make it
40.
through
Somebody said a deal breaker in dating. I talked about the credit score, and the credit score was so funny because somebody was explaining assets, and usually women today have assets, and you with the man he don't have, and he becomes a liability, then you can't buy nothing or whatever. So that I totally get. Somebody said the packaging sometimes is a deal breaker.
The packaging.
What do you mean?
Break that down.
Oh!
But you know what?
I
never had that problem.
See, now you're trying to make me do
No,
something.
and I'm saying it in a respectful way. I feel like you have to. If it's 10 things on your list and the person has 6, I can work with the other 4.
Right.
But I don't think. Well, I've never had a problem, but I don't think it's ever been a deal. I've never been with someone who that was a deal breaker. I was like, yeah, no, we're just gonna be friends. I've never had that problem. I'm gonna say, but for some women, they can have a good man, work all the time, does a family person, the whole 9, and then they get to that and be like, oh no, I have to let him go. And then there's some women who be with men that works well, but he don't have none of the other 9 things.
Right. Yeah. Well, see.
That's your question, y'all.
I haven't had that.
I'm saying it in a respectful way. It's Sunday morning.
Okay, no, I got you. It took me a minute.
You have to. I would say women who like really just totally discard men who are kind of challenged in that area, especially if we're talking about size, right? So here's the thing. it is going to be very important for you to know you. And if you have any, like, if you really care about this person, you really enjoy being with them, and he enjoys being with you, trust me, you can teach them
Oh, wait a minute now.
How?
Talking to an instructor.
to make you feel the way you need to feel in that area, right? Now, if you don't know your body, then you probably just want somebody with something, 10 inches long and just banging on you, and then he get up and go make me a chicken sandwich, or I want some
God
wings.
knows.
Right?
Oh, no bladder infection. No, I gotta.
But seriously, but if you have to, it's more to it than I'm trying to be.
It's a trend because I'll be feeling like we just chopped it up. We live.
I'm sorry. We are live on. But
Yeah,
okay.
but you said it in a respectful. I think we can talk
Okay,
about
good.
these things in a respectful, and we're doing it in a respectful manner.
But see, you have to, it's
Oh, Jesus.
important to really know what makes you feel good. And then again, if that man cares about you and you care about him,
That's real talk.
even in the moment, you can guide and show him, okay, yeah, no, to the left, to the right.
But
And
won't
make
come
that
over-
work.
Yeah, but won't that come over time though? Because some people act like
Yes.
that is like at the top of the list.
Right.
Shit, hunger is at the top of the list.
List.
I can't be with nobody. We gonna be starving together like that. Ain't attractive. But that's just me. What did y'all say? Go ahead.
Okay, so you want to read it? You can read it.
Okay, sorry y'all, my phone is challenged.
That's all right.
Performance is a priority over package. Happiness in all areas is a must. Camelia Strong is right. God don't make no mistakes. If there is a will, there is a way. I know that's right,
All
Queen.
right now.
Yes.
All right now. That's a good one. I think there's nothing wrong with discussing. I just think sometimes
Don't forget
it is
salads.
so over. Somebody else wrote some.
Sandy's, the store. You know,
You go, okay. So I feel like y'all so funny. I just feel like it's important, but sometimes it's not that important.
Right.
Because what happens when you get older and you can't do that as much?
Right.
And if that's the basis of your relationship,
Oh, right.
you're gonna be in trouble.
You're
Right.
going to be in big
Oh,
trouble.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
You're going
To
to be
me-
in way trouble.
No.
When we make something that important, it really
Yeah. It can't be, well, yeah.
There'll be like this video I saw on Facebook with this couple sitting out on the porch, and their whole entire conversation was about killing each other. And they meant it. You could actually see
Wow.
in their face that they meant it.
Yeah,
The
see,
lady
that's
actually
crazy.
just turned to her, she said, if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't want to go to jail, I'd have killed you a long time ago.
See, that's ridiculous.
That's where when you
Yeah.
don't properly prioritize, just like you just mentioned, those are the conversations you're having at 60 and 70 years old with nowhere to go.
So I remember an
Yeah.
elder saying to me once that she's highly educated and blessed memory because she's an ancestor now. She said, I think she had been married like 3 times, but it's been to other scholars. She said, my next husband's gonna be somebody who just go to work and like to watch TV, and it's very simple. She said, I want a man that's just very simple. Because sometimes having someone who's just like you could be an issue.
Right.
Both of us can't be philosophizing over butter or margarine, or
Right.
like she said. And her next husband ended up being somebody that was just like she said. He was very simple, was a provider, but he definitely, she could really respect and appreciate him being very simple in her mind, because to him she was what he wanted as well. So I think sometimes we'll be looking for something in a particular package, and then when we get it, we usually don't like it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know what
Because
you mean.
it's just really hard to be with someone and then they can't, deliver or
Right.
do whatever it is that they need to do.
Exactly.
So that dating piece is, I
Yeah.
think, is humongous. Who would you think? You look like you're thinking deep on
No,
something.
because I was just thinking about what you said when the person said that their next husband is going to be somebody that's really simple. I've heard so many, seem like older women say that.
Yeah.
Like they don't want anybody that's just like them. And then the reason why I was looking so perplexed because I was just contemplating on that. Like, okay, I get that, and then I'm just thinking like, well, isn't it a bonus to have somebody that's just like you? Because that way they can appreciate and respect the fact that, okay, it's just certain things that you just have to do. So, I don't know.
I guess it depends. Like, for instance, if I am complacent, having someone else that's complacent,
Oh,
we're
no.
gonna be broke.
Yeah.
No, we can't
Yeah.
do that part.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
someone who I like to cook specialty dishes, but I really don't like to cook. I like the fact that I'm with someone who likes to cook. Because sometimes I don't want to cook. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on, I'm using those as like kind of small examples. I think sometimes I can appreciate, I think there's some things that we agree on morally and spiritually and whatever. But I also like the fact, what if this person's more outgoing and he helped to bring me out of my shell if I wasn't? So I think there's some areas when people are opposites, it's because to make us stronger in that area or push us a little bit.
Yeah.
Even when I was Yaki, I love the fact that he was so outgoing. I think that helped to bring me out my shell. Like I wouldn't want to go somewhere. Like I've been to the Stein Grove. I participated in some things I would have never thought about participating in.
Right.
But I learned such great lessons, and I
Now,
was
what's
so.
the Stein Grove?
The Stein Grove is a place in the Bay Area in which they
They
have lots of concerts. Like I met Black Lady Smith Mbazu with him. He just walked in like he knew the people. That's a whole other story. Because white people sometimes do things you'd be like, yeah, throw our ass up out of here. But for them, it was like, oh, okay, let him in. And I was like, huh? He's like, come on, baby, you know. So I'm just saying, but he, went to a lot of outings and, stuff I would have never thought about doing. Like, I ain't going to sit down no damn son. Like, but he really taught me how to live very simple. And appreciate the simplicity. And I don't always need money to go do stuff.
Right.
Because that's another misconception some of us have, that you're going to need $1 million and you're really not going to need $1 million.
No.
So for me, that was a great benefit because I was coming from a place where you're going to think you're going to always have to need money to do anything. Walking along the beach does not cost you any money.
Right.
And maybe the park, depending on where you're going to the beach at, but then again, maybe not. So in thinking about that, sometimes that's what I mean about the opposite. I don't mean I can't be going with somebody I think ancestors are important. He like F the ancestors. No, that's not going to work.
Right.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
some black women growing up because my father was an atheist for most of his life. My mother was a Catholic Christian. So, that I can see the things in their relationship that was my dad not having any sense of God or faith. Well, my mother ran her whole life on faith.
Right.
So I could see that. That probably was not a good mix, but that's a whole other story.
Right.
There's some comments in the room. Sister Ia Colette says, I've always believed that folks should become friends first and most importantly, be truthful to each other. I wholeheartedly agree on that. Sister Dre says, I have a topic very important to my heart regarding our kids' lives. Can we touch on it? You could type it in there, sis. We could try to get it in. But I think you should have been on the show the night before when we talked about some of the things that's happening with some of our children as well. But I also want to say, because I did talk to Brother Darrell, I think, and I'm not exactly sure where you are, I don't know if you're here in Sacramento or the Bay Area, but there's also some like the Black Parallel School Board meeting, which they talk about things with our black youth. I would really like to point you in the direction of, talking to people with that as their background. Because I'll be very honest with you, I work with young people all the time. And I watch a lot of people out there fighting for our kids. And so it's nice for you to link up with people who that is their fight every day. Right. But I basically work with young people, getting them towards the goal of being, to completing school. Like we just celebrated a whole bunch of black kids this week completing school, which I thought was very awesome. So sometimes we get overshadowed with highlighting on one kid when it's a whole bunch of them that need to be celebrated as well. But sure, put it up there, and if we can touch on it, we will. Thank you, sis. Kenneth.
Okay. Okay, I have a nice size, but I don't try to gut out my wife all the time because I want some later. I think
I sound like candy. Don't eat all the cake, and you're not gonna get that later on. I'm messing with you, Brother Kenneth.
I think if you protect your stuff, it keeps its pleasure. I've been married for 20 years, and each time I'm with my wife, it feels like I've never been there before because I protect my stuff.
That's right.
Heck, she out of town now, and this discussion make me wanna hit it. Y'all talking great.
Thank you,
brother.
I love his. I love it when a man can get on here and just be honest.
Yes.
And I appreciate that, honestly.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. And I feel like, I really think sometimes we over-sexualize a lot of stuff in our community. It gets to the point where it almost gets a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everything
Totally
is
annoying.
sex. I'm knocking it out. I'm going to beat it like a cop. I'm like, God damn. Like, what about, we're going to buy this third home or, let's go. Like, it just would be nice for our kids. I know my uncle, he's still living, I remember he helped all his children buy their first house. See, to me, that was impressive as hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he wanted them to start off with some kind of equity.
Right.
And, having something they can work
Right.
towards.
Yes.
To me, that is so beautiful. But, they come from a time where when you got with someone, it was to build. And to them,
Right.
marriage was being with someone that could help you accumulate and build strong families. And, the whole nine. My uncle had a
Exactly.
really good job at the post office, but he always had a side business. So he was like gutting. And his children, some of them are doctors or in really affluent positions, but they also know how to go and do their own contract work. So when they hire people, it's like, nope, I used to do that. You're not doing that correctly. And they be
Right.
shocked, like, this is what I used to do. You think I've always been a doctor?
Right.
So I feel like I look at that, and I'm not saying their marriage was perfect, but I'm just saying it's like being with someone where your interests meet.
Right.
Yes.
Because
Right.
after the sex, you got to have all of these other
You
things.
have
Things.
to.
You have to.
And that mind stimulation too is
Yeah.
what's
Oh, yeah.
really.
I
You
do
gotta
like a
have
nerdy.
that.
I do like a nerdy dude. I ain't gonna front. I'm
You
so
gotta have
turned on by
that.
people who know something.
Know
Like,
some
wow,
stuff
this
and
guy
like-
is so smart.
Yes, and that somebody you
Oh,
can
he's-
chop it up
Yeah.
with, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. I like a dude. I like to see
Yeah.
a person know their stuff. You just be
Right.
like, wow, that guy is brilliant.
Yeah.
So that is a turn on thing for me. I'm like,
Right.
God, I just love it when
Yeah.
a person is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
really
Or
knows
thoughtful.
his stuff. Yeah.
Or thoughtful. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah. Me too.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to love to hear Khalid Muhammad speak. I just
Why
he
was I
looked
listening
well.
to Dr. Khalid? Peace and blessings be upon him because he's
Yeah.
an ancestor now.
Yes,
But
Lord, honey.
I was listening to Dr. Khalid Friday morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love to hear him speak because he would be so bold. But also because he was a friend of mine so as well. So it's like he could smile on you with the same, token, but also kick that knowledge and make you want to get up and do something. You just can't sit there. I think that's why I don't do complaining, because he was like, what you complaining for? Like, what's the plan? And so
We
I'm
love to hear
attracted
Brother
to people.
Jamil speak.
Yeah, Brother Jamil makes me laugh. though.
Yeah, we
I
love
love
to hear
Brother
Brother
Jamil is
Jamil.
brilliant. Yeah, I love that. But I'm just saying, I think it's something about the attractiveness. I'm attracted to brilliancy. Like I can't brilliancy that's bold. You know what I mean? Jamil is always bold, but I'm
Yes.
just saying in terms of
And
like
funny.
he's super funny.
Yeah.
And he knows how to make people feel like they're all a part of it, even when we're disagreeing.
Okay.
He still figured out how to bring us all back to the middle. He's like a master weaver. Because weavers do that.
Right.
They can make everything fit into a place where we were like, oh, that's too much work. It's like being a really good braider. Or
Right.
it's like, how do they make it work like that? So it's kind of like that. But I'm just saying in terms of the attraction piece, there's something about when you stimulate the person up here, everything else will just fit into place. I believe.
Mhm. And then that power too. I feel like I'm attracted to power.
And
But
what sense?
help me with that.
Yeah.
So help
What
me
do you
with
mean?
that.
Well,
Attracted to power.
Just someone that is powerful, that exudes power. Doesn't mean that they have to be the king of the jungle or anything like that, but just someone who knows their power. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and that they walk in it. Like, that is very attractive.
Okay, while we're still on this dating or courting over 30, the next question is children a deal breaker in dating or courtship?
Not for me. I have children.
Yeah, I have children too. I have a 25-year-old and a 16-year-old.
If you're dating somebody, he has a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old.
I can't do that. I'm not saying that it's I just don't want to. I don't want to re-raise any children. I don't want to raise any more
Feel
children.
that.
Yeah.
I can feel that.
That's
But it's not. I don't think it should be a deal breaker, especially for people that have small children that are still raising children. I think I'm going into I'm in the fall of my life.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 46 next week. Next Sunday
You're
I'll
in
be
the
46.
fall already, so you only go into the winter when you're over 60.
60. Oh, okay,
you're
so I'm in the
you're
fall.
middle, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the universe is going to send, but
right.
right now, I would have to say, I'm feeling like I don't want to raise any small children anymore, even though I work with a lot of small children.
So say if he had like a 13-year-old or a teenager, whatever, would that be a deal breaker?
I would have to say no. I have a 16-year-old.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
What about if you did not get along? Because of course you're talking about marriage, so at some point your families will blend.
Right.
What if you did not get along with the child's mother? How does that work? Because that's an issue in relationships
Yeah,
when you're trying to do a blended family.
I can't see myself
You know
not
what?
getting along with the child's mother.
That's
You
going
go
to
less than
depend.
46, girl, please. You're young, but
Chippy, what's a chip?
That's cute. I like that.
No, you know what? Let me. So y'all know what? That's because I think I just tied the knot really, really early, and I feel like I've been raising children since I was 18.
I get that.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's why I feel like that.
Consider that I don't have any children, and I'm a really good auntie. I just think sometimes children will be hard for me. I mean, I love my great nephews.
And you are
and
definitely into your.
I love, but I love to also send them home.
Right.
Okay.
That's my truth.
Okay.
Like my nephews, I'm like, oh my, sometimes he puts me to sleep. You know, he's 3. This is my great nephew, and I'll be laying up there. One time I had babysat somebody. I woke up and I had grease every damn way. Like I didn't even know the person had got to grease. It's my niece. This was the other in their 20s. They was greasing me up, bro. I had grease. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I was gonna be blinded. But they was just like, I was doing your hair.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my God.
So you woke up and you had it all
I had grease
Everywhere.
She had it. She was greasing me up though, child. You know, kids seeing us do our hair with her. So I was like, yeah, that's probably not a strong suit for me. But I'm a very good auntie. I try to be very balanced. And even when I don't like people's parents, I never speak against them. I always say maybe this is something that there's a reason why. You know, I'm always trying. I never speak ill of somebody.
I definitely
I just don't.
respect.
Even if I disagree with them, I just will not do that.
Right.
I will definitely respect that.
I would definitely not do
But
that.
for me, in those regards, it would be how he handles it.
Okay.
That's because
I wouldn't want no man to
at the
pick me over his children though, because I would have a problem with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would.
You know.
Wait a minute, bro.
I would have a problem if a man picked me over his children. It's like, dude, you can't
Oh
even
yeah, I
pick me.
thought you meant you would have a problem with a man that pick his children over
Oh
you.
no, I didn't say that. I
was
said
fixing
I
to
would have a
say,
problem.
I couldn't even mess with
Because
you.
you know, you hear what I'm saying?
No, I
if
got
a man
you
was
now.
like, well, it's I'm like, look, you go ahead and take care of your children because you brought them here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Even-
that's your first obligation.
Even
Right.
somebody that talk crazy to their baby mama.
Yeah, I see. I can do that either.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, she bore them children for you, and it's like, you know,
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
believe in that
I'm
at all.
into harmony and stuff like that, so I can't even imagine that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it don't happen,
No,
but
no.
it just like
Right.
wouldn't be like,
No, I get
no,
that.
you need to have a good relationship with your child's mother.
Like I don't understand when I watch certain shows and there be women on there like, yeah, she ain't a good mama. Who is you? You dating him? Take several seats.
Yeah, you
This is
gotta-
his thing. Like don't, cause you. I
No.
just
Because
that's
all
what
you
I'm
know
I'm
is his
super.
side of the
I am
story. I'm just
super
saying.
woman supportive. Like I don't know what the word for it is. If I'm dating somebody that tell me about how bad his ex-wife was, get the hell away from me.
No,
Right.
yeah.
I'm just like I
Not in-
I wasn't in y'all marriage, so
And
I
I'm not
don't-
gonna chop up my ex either.
Yeah, but you know how some women like she wasn't the best and she did, and women do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the rule is like, look, if you talking bad about them to me, what would you say about me?
Me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not hearing you take no responsibility.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like don't do that. I don't want to hear about your ex-wife and what happened with y'all. That
No.
is not my business.
No.
Right.
And I just don't want to hear it.
Just say if you gonna say something good.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. But I think sometimes women side on. We think that that's loyalty
Right.
when we help a man chop his baby
No.
mama up and
Yeah.
stuff like. I don't know nothing
That's
about
a
that.
turn off. That would really
Yeah.
make me
I
not
agree.
even deal with you. I'm so-
Jermaine is
yeah.
on here. Peace, brother Jermaine. He said he
Peace,
really
Keith.
enjoyed this conversation this morning. Thank you, dear
Thank
brother.
you.
That's a compliment coming from
I know,
Jermaine.
I know. How's our dating credit score going? No, I'm just kidding. No, I love
Oh,
when
I
he says
know.
that.
He has a score, yeah.
Uh-oh, brother Kenneth is back. I love this
Yeah.
brother.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He said, one thing I loved about my wife is when I met her, I had 3 boys and felt as if no one would want a 32-year-old man with kids. She told me I'm experiencing what women would have been women,
Yeah.
go through all the time. I think men need to hear.
That's real talk. Hear how single women with kids go through being judged with kids.
Right.
Now we're empty nesters. But each situation is different. I needed to hear this conversation. But thank y'all. No, thank you.
Oh,
No, thank
You are very special. You know,
Yes.
hug your wife extra tight for us because
Yes.
we
Real
do understand
tight.
that.
Yeah.
Because I do think sometimes women we kind of carry that, and then it reminds me of Claudine. Y'all remember
Girl,
Claudine?
I remember Claudine.
I loved it. Was he? I don't know how many kids she had. 7?
6.
I thought it was
6?
more than that.
Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna
They
say
was
6.
all on the back
It
of
was a
their
lot of them.
bench.
Yeah, it was a lot of them. So
Those
let's just
all
say
on
we're
that
gonna say
track.
6. We're gonna say 6. And I know
Claudine had
when
a
you said,
standard though.
but hold on, because she did have that baby. Because I listened to her son. See, her son was really upset about here's another nigga when you bring her home with her. Because I like the way it showed even how the kids, reacted, even though she was a provider and all that.
You gonna make me want
love
to
it.
watch that?
I love Claudine. I'm
tonight.
a black movie buff, so especially from any movies from the 80s back.
Yeah.
I don't know about some of this latest stuff.
Yeah.
Except for Daughters, that's like 92. But anyway, that's like an old person. Old people, this the side thing. My uncle did that all the time. But anyway, but I love it when James Earl Jones said, "Ooh, that's a lot of kids." And then when he said he had 2, she's like, "You got the audacity to be judging me with my kids, and you ain't even seen your kids." Y'all remember that part?
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, I love Claudine.
Yeah, I like Claudine.
There's so many things to Claudine. Like,
Because it
don't
was
come
so
home
many
with chicken on
different-
your breath.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could hear it, like, even with her daughter, like, why you get pregnant by Frederick Douglass? You remember that? She said, black men are doing a lot of things. They become pregnant. He said, why did you get pregnant by one of them?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so there was a lot of realism in Claudine.
Yeah.
I really did like Claudine. But I like the fact that he could see that and balance that, because I feel like sometimes we don't get a chance to really do that with each other. We don't really get a chance to get that balance in of what is it like for the other side. But I also think when you're dating over 30, we are talking about blended families.
Families, yes.
Yeah, we are
Absolutely.
talking about blended family. That's why it's important too. Yeah, so I get a lot of people say, well, I don't have to deal with his child's mother because, he deal with that. He handled that. But I don't know. I don't have an issue with that part. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Okay, here's another thing. In your dating, is it okay to talk about past relationships when you're dating somebody? The last boyfriend I had, he used to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Well, my ex-wife, she was an exceptional cook.
I think that's inappropriate.
Why you think?
I think we should just focus on this new thing that we
that's
trying to
kinda
build right
For me
here.
personally, because
I'm sorry to put that in there.
Because are you using that as is your old relationship? Is that the measuring
That's that
stick?
bag lady stuff.
right.
Bag lady.
Well, then why you not with? Cause see,
Dragging all that stuff.
Yeah, why y'all didn't work it out?
right. See, I can be really put together kind of. But see, when you start throwing stuff out there like that, then I'm just like,
Why y'all didn't work it out?
okay, so maybe you need to go and let her cook because I'm done. I'm not. No.
Mm,
I'm a good cook too.
I'm a good cook too.
You don't like what? Exceptional? Okay, well you need to go eat exceptional.
But what if
So good
I
is
don't know?
not
Should
provided
they?
for you right
but
now.
you know
I'm
what?
sorry, no.
Should they have the freedom to? We're just talking.
I don't think you should
No.
compare
I don't
anybody.
know.
Hey, y'all, but need y'all to chime in. I don't think you should compare people.
No.
Oh, no.
I don't think you should be comparing
That's just
people.
like,
I
never
agree.
mind, because that was almost inappropriate. Because see, be careful.
We gotta
brothers.
remember we
Right.
I done hit a
Brothers-
nerve up here.
Right? Brothers, be careful because this right here on a woman. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
don't do it. Cause
Yeah.
red toenail polish on white walls, and you talking about exceptional cooking. Yeah, that's what my ex did. That's what you did.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Now we don't
Ooh,
want that.
okay.
We want love. We trying to get on the
We
love
want
train.
love and peace.
We're trying to get on
So
love
that's why
train
we have
up
to
in
be
here.
careful.
I agree. I just wonder sometimes, and I suppose you may do it out of habit, especially when you're measuring, because most of us do some kind of measuring. Not saying that it's good or
This is
bad.
true. This is
Sometimes
true.
we do measuring, but I also think there's a time and place to do stuff like that as well.
Right.
Like it's just not good to be, even with your children, you shouldn't be comparing your kids to other kids. Like, I don't know, your older sister did it right. I don't know what you're doing. I have heard parents say stuff like that, and it's like, okay, now you set the dynamic between the two of them.
Right.
I've seen parents do that.
Yeah.
Like, I got it right with this one, but this
Right.
one over here, and it's like, and they'll be in the room like, how do you say that in their face? Like,
Yeah.
how do you say I got it right on this one, but I got it wrong on that one? Like,
Yeah.
how do why
Right.
would you want to do something like that? And so, okay, we got some comments in here. Don't mess with the black woman. They're cooking.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
We be
Don't
sensitive
kill me.
about that.
So Vanessa Hinton says, I do not want to be compared
Yeah,
to
me either.
others. We cannot compare men to our exes either.
Right.
Talk
That's
about
real
what
talk.
is going on in your relationship.
Right.
That's
I
real
say,
talk.
I like
I agree
that.
with that. I agree with that. So y'all hear these are the tips
Yeah,
for.
that's it.
So how do you know when somebody, say if y'all were courting or dating, when do you know that the person that you're courting or dating is really marriage material? And how many dates should that take?
Oh.
I feel like how many licks it take to get to consider the
Right?
one,
All right,
two,
little
three.
All right, little Kim.
Just bite in it.
Oh God. That was Saturday morning. That's a Saturday morning cartoon growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it?
The commercial.
Oh, okay.
Every Saturday morning.
Kim.
Yeah, that's from the 70s.
Yeah, I don't even remember the owl.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
That's from the little
Oh, I
owl on
didn't-
Saturday
I was
morning.
born in
You be sitting there,
1972.
how many, the little
And
boy
the
said,
little
how
boy,
many licks
how
does
many licks does it take to get to the center of a lollipop?
Yeah.
He said a one,
Pussy,
a two, a three.
I like to say Tootsie Pop.
I don't really know them. I really don't know them. I just met them.
Yeah, we just.
Oh, God. What's in this coffee this morning?
We're going to have to start drinking water.
I don't know. See, it's Ramadan. That's all I had this morning was some water, so I don't know if that's gonna help.
Okay, so that's my question is, how many dates should it take for you to know if this person is marriage material? How many dates or courtship dates, whatever it is that you do, to know? This is for dating over 30 now. Dating over 30. How many dates does it take for you to know if this person is marriage material?
Ooh, marriage material.
Because that's big. Peace, Sister Sharon. How are you? This year on the road trip, we are going to come see you. I'm just letting you know that straight up right now. Okay. Because we're coming in August, so I'll let you know when. How many? How many?
3 licks.
No. How many? How many dates do you think it should take? And brothers, please chime in.
Bro,
I think I may be hungry. Look,
we're going to chop it up for a week.
Oh, you would love to be a fly on the wall after the camera.
Oh,
stop.
God. Okay,
God.
Vanessa's saying marriage material. Okay, go ahead. She put the. Okay, go on.
Vanessa says marriage material has to come with a good job, a pension, and good sense. Stop playing, y'all. Don't come holding your John talk. Ooh, about this is all I need. Keep your meat, and I won't skip a beat. Moving on.
I like that. That's a rhyme at the end. That's a rap lyric right there, Vanessa. That's a rap lyric.
Okay, she just needed
Keep
to
your
type
meat.
beat.
I won't skip the beat.
Moving on.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
See, that's a good, and I don't think that's the perfect person. I think those are criteria.
Criteria.
She's saying a good job, a pension. Now you know you over 30 or 40 years old. We started talking about pension. I'm with that. A good sense, I agree. She gave us 3 very basic things.
Right.
So on the list of 10, I would say that's probably near the top 3.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that one.
Yeah.
I agree. What about y'all? How many days
I
you
would
think
have
it
to.
take?
I would have to say.
For you
well,
to
I don't
know.
Well, I don't know about how many. You know what? I'm not a good person to ask because I don't know how many dates it's gonna take. But I do need to know, like what she said, to know if you got good sense. I do need to find out too whether or not you're spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily religious, but spiritual. I do need to know that you realize your worth. And you walk in your power. So I really don't know how many dates it's gonna take.
No, I said for me. I didn't say to see if the person has potential. I just said if they're marriage material. Because some people look for potential, and then some people know if somebody's marriage material almost immediately. Sister, Brother Kenneth says, I met my wife, dated for 3 weeks for marriage, and 3 months, and 20 years later, here we are. I think mature, faithful people know what they want.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
But-
And that's what we
Jermaine,
said in the
Jermaine,
beginning.
can you see it?
It's about a decision.
Here you
Okay.
Jermaine, okay, you got that? Go ahead.
Okay, I always know when my male friends are serious about a woman when I ask them about their lives and they say we and us instead of I or me. Okay, so I don't know how many dates, but when you naturally incorporate them into what you do, are they ingrained or an accessory?
All right, Brother Jermaine.
All right.
I like that
And
answer.
that
Okay.
is-
Y'all giving some good answers up in here.
And I get what you're saying too, marriage material versus potential. I get it.
'Cause
I just don't know.
I don't know about
Because
potential
I ain't
all the
never
time.
even.
Yeah,
We be
Yeah,
on some
we
other stuff.
always-
That
yeah,
potential
we
word
can't-
could be
yeah.
like, I don't know. It's like,
not-
can this person potentially fly this plane? Well, we let the person fly the plane. The person's like, no, this person can fly a plane. So
Right.
potential
Yeah.
can be like stretched
Yeah.
all out of shape. It's up there with that word perfection or perfect.
Right.
But what about y'all? Like,
I don't
you said
know.
you don't know. What
Because
about
I
you?
need to walk in it
Yeah.
before I can start talking about
For
that.
me, the thing is going to be really is whether or not that person knows if marriage is what they want.
Okay.
Because if you know that you're ready to get married, it's going to be work anyway.
Wow, that's real talk.
It's going to be work anyway. So even if people, go and fall in love and all this other kind of stuff, if you're not willing to do the work that it takes to keep a marriage going, it's not going to last.
Ooh, and it's work too.
And it's work.
I can speak
So
to
if
that.
I meet somebody, and I know some people are going to say, no, you got to spend 3 years. No, it doesn't take that long to figure out. Going in whether or not you want to get married.
That's real talk.
You know
I guess
going
you do
in.
know if you're looking for a husband or a wife.
Right.
Yeah, you do know that.
And do the work.
Yeah, so Sister Sharon, before you came in, we spent some time talking about dating over 30. We talked about courtships, and then we basically talked about, because most people who are dating over 30, most of the time they want to get married.
Right.
And I talked about how many dates you think it takes to know if somebody is marriage material, or if they're.
Right.
And I know for me, I feel like sometimes, I'm with the dear brother, Kenneth, when he says, sometimes I can tell by like the first or second date if this person's gonna be my good friend, or he may, I can see myself marrying him one day.
Right.
I think to me it's that simple. Like I can usually tell by the first, like when Sister Danielle said, if this person don't have a social consciousness, if he stands for something or not, that doesn't mean me like, you can't be married to me.
Right.
I can be married to a person who's still on the sides and line and complaining, and when you're talking about the man and you are a man, like that's not marriage material for me.
Right.
You sound like you're gonna be a good friend, and we probably got some things to teach each other.
Right.
Right.
So I don't think marriage material.
Right.
No, seriously, I think I heard somebody tell me this when I was younger, is that if you really pay attention and listen to people, they will really tell you who they are. You just have to believe it.
Believe
Right.
it. Exactly.
Oh, this is a good one.
So
Kenneth
Kenneth
said, do you think some men and women are too picky because they went through some bad relationships? Yes!
Yeah.
That's a good one, Kenneth.
Some people don't even get into relationships because of their past relationships.
Right.
Which is
Bad.
But sometimes they be expecting stuff from other people that they can't even deliver themselves.
Yeah.
That's the thing about you being out of shape, but you want somebody in shape.
Right.
Yeah.
What they gonna do?
You right.
Yeah.
That always cracks me up. Not trying to be funny, but that
No,
always
that's
gets me
real.
when I see somebody just. That's talking with men. I took an example earlier with this brother. It was like, and then the same brother, like somebody, a friend of ours. She's like really my sister-in-law, like ex-sister-in-law, but she was like Tyra Banks. But he was trying to holler at her, and she talked about it so bad. I didn't go back and tell him. I said she's already talking to somebody. I didn't say she's like you fat. I didn't go back and say nothing. I said she's dating someone. Because I was thinking about his feelings, but here he is all out of shape.
Right.
Talk about somebody else being out of shape.
Right.
I'm just saying, instead of saying, you know what, she probably not my type, but that's my good sister. We talk for 2 weeks on the phone. This is my sister now. So I have a lot of people that I, may have talked to and was like, yeah, I'm not really your type, but you know what, we it's okay to be sisters and brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
may know somebody that you can meet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I just feel like that to me in itself, it always kind of cracks me up when people be so picky. You can never lie.
Right.
It's like you be like, I don't want people with a bunch of babies, but you done gave a bunch of people a bunch of babies. See, stuff like that I don't understand.
Right.
Right.
But that's just me. That's just
You don't want to
me.
date somebody with 3
So we
kids,
get ready to
that's
get
it.
this. We get ready to get this wrap up in only because you hear the churches in there like, see, y'all ain't seen me get the bounce on yet, but they getting the pre-church ready because it's 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
And they doing the sound check. They jamming.
So we know that dating. I think it's good to have a conversation dating over 30. We talk about
Right,
blended
yeah.
families. This is what I heard in my wrap up. Blended families, financials is really important. What I think I heard, I'm not trying to be funny, is that sex is not so much at the top of the list when you're
Right.
over a certain age as opposed to when you were younger. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
you was into.
Right.
But I think feeling good and being financially stable and being respectful, all that is definitely more important than if the person could do it for 2 hours or whatever. I mean, you could work on that. I'm just saying, because sometimes people be like, I worked all goddamn day, let's get this 15 minutes and then you go to bed.
Right.
However, we do that on the weekends and something like that. So I just think, Brother Kenneth, you want to read Brother Kenneth?
Yep. He said, also, in my opinion, dating is finding out if that person is the type of person for you,
Yep.
not if they're marriage material. Do you agree? Because some people looking to prove to their ex they are not as shallow as they think.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm just saying over 30. I feel like when people go on dates, sometimes it can be for companionship. It has something to do, like, you know, like go paintballing or you know, or bowling or whatever. But I just think sometimes for the women I've been with, if you're over 30 or even over 40, because some of us over 40, I think you did all of that.
Right.
Dating people for fun, you know, just doing. I think you kind of, for some of us, we want to be more grounded and stable.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you want somebody who can do as my ex-boss used to say, I'm looking for my home stretch honey.
Right.
Because she's been married like 5 times. So, but now she's been, the latest husband, she's been married about 15 years to him. So that's my home stretch honey. This is the man I plan on growing old with. Because I think sometimes with the dating, it can feel kind of weary because you want someone that know you, that you're getting to know, that you really strive to live the rest of your life with. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. We live in a society where we make all the shit we do wrong right.
Right.
And then we got all these health challenges and depression, and weed smokers is not up because people really got that much glaucoma going on. I think we're dealing with a lot of depression, not having things being met, and so now we want to feel good, and so here come all the weed smoke. I don't remember. I grew up with people who smoked that weed that smelled like sage. However, that's not what they did all the damn time.
Right. No, they work.
They work. Yeah.
They did.
So they may have smoked weed on Saturday nights or whatever on Friday evening, but they even on Sunday it was like, oh, church time. They just didn't do that. And so I feel like, you know, we have a lot of things that make us feel good because we're not feeling good. And we don't want to talk about why we're not feeling good.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we want to act like, I got this, I don't need no man, and all that kind of stuff have destroyed a lot of us. I can't speak for me because I'm not a man, but I watched a lot of women who have children by people that they really didn't love and they was looking for comfort, but it just came out in the quickie.
Right.
And you knew this person, like I can never talk to somebody if they married to somebody else. That ain't in my line, and I'm not gonna ever make that okay.
No.
I don't give a damn. I goes in on people. They tell somebody's husband. You think I'm married to the man? It's like you don't do that to a sister. You just don't.
You don't. I respect marriage.
Me too. I do too. I really do.
respect
I
that to
really
the
do.
fullness. Yeah. I
Yeah.
respect it. But
So.
y'all,
Whoosh.
Okay.
Just push it up.
y'all got a bad life.
I know we get ready to
But
get out
I
of here too.
love y'all.
Y'all, let's just get the wrap up. Any final words, Dana?
Wait, let me help my sister. You got it, Queen?
Y'all, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the door's
Door
not open.
moved, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And they're like, why we all like this?
I know, and we just kind of like, okay, but anyway.
We would look at stuff and be like, watch out, brother. That's good. Okay,
and
so.
it's in a big scene.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, I thought somebody was walking in. I was like,
That's
oh
what
my
I
God.
thought.
That's like, wait.
That's what I
So
thought.
what's your wrap up as we wrap this up, sis?
I just want to say peace and love, family. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great week. I love these two sisters right here. I can't wait to chop it up with y'all later on.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the support for Nubian Family Beauty Supply. Please come to the African Marketplace June 2nd. This Saturday, don't forget the Black Book Fair is going on. I hear that they got a whole, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I hear they got a whole bunch of different things. Also, can I point to the fact that on the Sacramento Sister Circle page, I got mine off of the website, but if you want to know who to vote for and what the recommendations are, go to SacramentoSisterCircle.com. It's all there. It's all of their recommendations, and you can tell that they really did the work. Because they talk about
and why.
This thing's seventh time doing it. 7
okay,
years.
so see, I'm late to the game because
That's what
I
I didn't know
now.
either. But I'm grateful though.
And it's all right there. I was telling some women about it last night. Oh,
So hopefully on Wednesday night, some of y'all could come down here and be like in the audience.
time is it?
Okay.
So that's gonna be at 7 in the evening
Okay.
because it would be nice. Kelly and all be here. So come and pose your questions to them. I just think that's the mom.com. Camille, we want to say in your wrap up.
In my wrap up,
She
again,
runs
thank
a
everyone.
business, so she's going to go open up her business.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be
No,
rude.
you
I
good.
love y'all.
Love you too, girl. It's like we haven't coffee. Girl, I gotta go, child. I gotta go.
Okay.
What about you want to say your wrap
just
up?
sending love and light to everyone. Thank you all for being a part of the conversation, all the great comments, the questions, to keep us on our toes and to help us stretch in the conversations. Again,
Maybe it's big.
mentioning
I
the
like that.
Sacramento Black Book Fair. I will be one of the authors participating in that, so hope to see you guys come down. I'll be at the WCIC doing a writer's circle and doing chat at the Brick House. So just come out and hang out with us. And Tuesday mornings, I go live on Facebook. So come in, join the conversation because we really love to hear what you have to say. Appreciate everyone. Thank you.
All right, family. And this is the wrap up. They get ready to start church in a minute, child. So, we got to wrap it up.
Yes.
Y'all enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And I just want to say to the veterans in my family, my father was a veteran. My Uncle Stanley, blessed memory. He fought in World War II and I believe Korea. And my Uncle Eddie, and my Uncle Billy, and my Uncle Arthur. We have so many people in our family who were veterans, honestly.
Yes.
And even though they served this country, who did not always love them back and made them work like if they didn't do anything, black men and women have always served this country. And so even though we're going to see all this stuff about memorializing this holiday, remember those black folks who fought in every war, from the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, you name a war, we was there, we was in it. So we are probably just more American than the people who claim that they discovered America. I'm not even discovered somebody else's stuff. However, let's remember them this holiday season because, this holiday on Memorial Day. Remember those black sisters and brothers who gave their best, and some of them gave their lives for this country that we're in now. So remember them this Memorial Day. Be with your family, have a good time, and I will see you all, I believe, on Tuesday. If not Wednesday. I have so much stuff going on, but tune in, y'all.
Well, she's getting ready to go to Haiti.
And I'll be in Haiti. So I'm going to try to come live for Haiti with Sister Javon, Brother Daryl, Sister Kiki, Asatu, whoever we got. We're going to try to come live from there. We're going to learn about the Haitian history and culture. We're going to also look at the education system, the healthcare system, and their prison system. And we're going to learn about the brilliancy of Haitian people, which I've been there before with Professor Smalls, Professor Patrick, and Sister Charlotte of England. Haiti blew my mind, and so I feel like if we are really wanting to understand revolutionary thought, and black folks go to Haiti. These people, these are our people, but they were incredible. As an understatement, they were incredible. So I'll see you all this week, and have a great day. Peace, fam.
Peace.
And share the show.
Share.